She sat across from me and said, Sheila, I think he just needs a right coach. And I thought, oh, sweetheart, because she wasn't really talking about him. She was talking about hope, the particular kind of hope that keeps a smart, capable, deeply loving woman in a situation that is slowly killing her. And today, we need to talk about that. Before we get into this, if you're new here, I'm Sheila Madilagat. I make videos every week for women who are done performing okayness and ready to come back to themselves. If that's you, hit subscribe so that you don't miss what's coming. Now let's talk. She came to me wanting couples coaching, except her husband wasn't coming. She'd asked him. He said, maybe. Then nothing. She asked again. He said he'd think about it. Then nothing. So she came alone and spent the first 20 minutes of our session explaining why he would be so good if he just had the right support. If he just had someone who would tell him. If he just had me. I told her gently, I can't coach someone who isn't in the room. She cried. Not because of what I said, but because some part of her already knew. So I asked her, tell me what your week looks like. And she described a life that would exhaust anyone just by listening to it. She managed the house, she managed her work, the children, the dog, her in-laws, her parents, their social life, his moods, knowing when to speak, when to go quiet, knowing which version of him was going to walk in through the door, tiptoeing around his ego like it was something fragile that needed protecting. He, meanwhile, was living the life of a bachelor inside a marriage, coming and going as he pleased, accountable to no one, taking everything she offered and giving back very little. And every single time she got to the point of enough, every time she decided in her head, this is it, I'm done. And he would do something small. Brought her flowers, sent her sweet text, had one good evening where he was present and warm, and she remembered why she fell in love with him. And she'd think, oh, see, he is capable of this. He just needs more time, more patience, more me. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I told her. Because many of us are in that very same boat. He knows exactly what he's doing. That flowers moment, that sweet text, that one good evening, that's not him turning a corner. That's him making sure that you don't leave. Because you're not his partner, you are his supply. And I want to explain exactly what I mean by that. Because you may have heard words flying around lately. Narcissist, trauma bond, toxic relationships. And look, those are real things. But that's a whole other video or videos. I'm not here to label him today. I'm not here to diagnose anyone. What I want you to understand is just this. Supply means you are the source. You are what keeps his world running. His comfort, his ego, his sense of self, all that is fueled by your energy, your love, and your endless management of everything. Think of it like a phone that never charges itself. It just waits for someone to plug it in. And you have been his charger. Every single day. The moment you threaten to unplug, he finds just enough warmth to keep you connected. Not because he's changed, because he wants the charge. That's what supply means. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. So here's what we're going to do. I'm not going to let you sit in it. The bigger question is, why can't you leave even when you know? We are going to get into that. And I promise the answer is not what you think. Because here's the thing that nobody told us. You cannot want someone's growth more than they want for themselves. It doesn't matter how much you love him. It doesn't matter how long you wait. It doesn't matter how clearly you can see who he could be. You cannot drag someone into becoming who you need them to be. And I want to say something that might sting a little. The problem is not that he can't see his potential. The problem is he doesn't want to change, because changing would cost him something. And right now, he has everything he wants. A home that runs itself, a woman who manages everything, and just enough charm in reserve to keep her from leaving. That's not a man who needs a coach. That is a man who has found a very comfortable arrangement. And here's the part that breaks my heart about her, about me, and about so many of us. While we were busy trying to build him up, we stopped building ourselves, our dreams, our energy, our sense of who we actually are, all of it redirected into a project that was never going to give us any return. The right person will not need you to believe in them. They will show up already trying, and all that love, all that capacity you have will go into growing together, not pulling someone uphill alone. Now I know what some of you are thinking right now. Sheila, I hear you. I understand all of this, and I still can't leave. And I want you to know, I see you. I'm not judging you. I'm not asking you to leave or stay or any of those things. Because I know you are not staying because you don't understand the situation. You are staying because being alone feels more terrifying than being unhappy. And that is what we are going to work on right now, together. Because the tool I'm about to give you, it's not a strategy for dealing with him. It's something you do for yourself, in your body. And once you have it, you can use it anywhere, anytime, whether you stay or whether you go. So let me reach into Sheila's pocket tool for today. This one is called the coming home breath. And I want you to do this right now, not later. Now. So sit up gently, both feet flat on the floor. Feel the ground under you. Really feel it. That floor is not going anywhere. It was there before him. It will be there after. Now put your hands on your chest and just feel your heartbeat for a moment. Don't try to slow it down. Don't try to fix anything. Just feel you're alive. You're whole. Right here in this moment, without anyone else in this room. Now breathe deep into your belly. 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for a moment. And breathe out completely like you're putting something down. 6 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again. In. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now just sit here for a second and notice that you're okay. Not happy necessarily. Not fixed. But okay, you are still here. The ground is under your feet. Your heart is beating. You do not need anyone else in the room for that to be true. This breath, this exact breath, is what you come back to every time you feel the pull. Every time you want to text him. Every time the silence feels too loud. Every time being alone feels like being too much. You come back here hand on the heart, feet on the floor, and you remain in your body. I am your safe place. I always was. That's your coming home breath, and it belongs to you now. My client is still with him, and I hold that without judgment because leaving is just not that simple. And love, even complicated, painful, confusing love, is still love. But she knows now. She knows the difference between a man who's trying and a man who's managing her. And that knowing, once it's in you, doesn't leave. It just quietly waits until you're ready. If you recognized yourself in her story today, I want you to know something. You're not stupid. You're not weak. You're a woman who loved someone completely and hoped that love would be enough to make them want to be better. It's one of the most human things there is. But you cannot pour yourself empty for someone who is not even thirsty for change. You deserve someone who shows up already trying. I'm Sheila Madlagat, and this channel is for the woman who's finally ready to stop pulling someone uphill and start walking her own path. Come home. You've been away long enough. Drop in the comments. Have you ever loved someone's potential more than their reality? Just say yes. You don't have to explain. I'll know exactly what you mean. And share this with a woman who needs it. She might be sitting in this exact situation right now and not have the words for what she's feeling. This might give them to her. Like this, it tells me to keep making this kind of content. And subscribe. I post a new video every week. All the things we women go through and didn't know that it was not necessary. Take care of yourself and shine bright. I mean that.